So that's a very, very Cameron Ciraldo style, that small forward and all of that sort of thing.
It does make sense, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we just accept that?
No, I think it's a part of the decision.
So it's part of the decision. I totally understand.
Yeah.
He's talked about everyone was cramping in the game the week before
Yep.
in that Storm Cowboys game. All right, what happens next week when they take on the Dragons at a core stadium? No cramping at a core stadium, 5:30 on Saturday.
If you go more into the press series, sort of, there's a journal up there that's sort of asking
Digging.
about similar, doing his best. It becomes. Look, I think they've got to, especially with Jamin Salmon back, he's the big swing. He's the big swing player because he allows them to have 4 forwards on the bench. Well, 3 with Bailey Hayward. However you view Bailey Hayward, he's the swing man as well.
Yeah.
But Jamin Salmon allows them to go with 2 middles, out-and-out middles like maybe your Harry Hayes or your Kurt Morin or whatever way you want to go. Saluka Fafita if he's back from concussion at that time, or they've got a number. Josh Curran. They rotate these about 5 or 6 guys through the middle. I could see a world in which Lachlan Galvin sits for at least.
Misses out again.
Yep.
Well, they've got to fit this. Kurt Mann, Stephen Crichton.
Yep.
And Satili Tupanua.
Oh, Tupanua's a big one.
So they've got to come back.
All right. So Stephen Crichton, the young winger, misses out.
Jethro. Yep.
Jethro misses out for Stephen Crichton.
Mm.
I need to look at the team because my computer's just gone down. We'll go through the. I'll quickly get the list.
I got it here. So Anari Tuala, Bronson Cherry. So
and who did Anari Tuala play for? So
Anari Tuala was in the centres. Jacob Kiraz and Jethro on the
Montoya
wing.
missed. That's right too. Montoya's out for 6 weeks.
Yes.
So
that
maybe Jethro holds his spot. No, I reckon they'll go with Anari Tuala. Yep.
He played okay, Anari Tuala, last night.
And he was brought in for this reason, for cover.
Yes.
So, Inari Tuala keeps his spot with Critter back.
Mm.
Kurt Mann goes to lock, or 14. Bailey Hayward, they're interchangeable. Or even Jamin Salmon could be. Yeah. So, I think they could go a number of ways at lock. It could be, at the start of the year, they started Jamin Salmon and had both Bailey Hayward and Kurt Mann on the bench.
Yep.
Therefore, there's no way you have Lachlan Galvin. There's no way. You can't have Bailey Hayward, Kurt Mann, and Lachlan Galvin. No way. If he does, he's been ahead of his time. It feels like 18 months. But if he goes,
hang on. So what could it? It could be. Who's lock forward for them?
It was Bailey Hayward on
Bailey Hayward. Yeah. So Bailey Hayward at lock forward. He played 60 minutes.
Yeah. Oh no. So did he end up starting? Was Jamin Salmon a late? Yeah, he was. Yeah. So Jamin Salmon started last minute. He was named on the bench.
Yeah, Bailey Hayward was at the interchange.
Yeah.
And then Josh Curran's got to be there because he covers edge and middle.
Josh Curran's a lock.
So what does he do between? Do we even assume? Okay, Jamin Salmon is the lock.
Curtis Morin's he's gone.
Yeah, Curtis Morin will pull out.
That's an easy one.
Bailey Hayward, Harry Hayes, Josh Curran, Satili Tupanua, Kurt Mann.
I tell you
and
what.
And Lachie Galvin.
I even go to a start. I reckon Sam Hughes can get jumped. I reckon in their best possible lineup. So Sam Hughes can drop all the way out.
Curran into the starting front row.
Curran starting front row, or maybe Curran starting front row, and then that gives you Satili Tupanua on the bench.
Right.
And
so Lachlan Galvin's
I feel like they love Harry Hayes. I feel like Harry Hayes will definitely be there.
Is Lachlan Galvin playing in the New South Wales Cup?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So then we get this from 958. Hey, gents, Lachie Galvin doing all right, getting 6 figures a season. 6 figures. He's closer to 7 figures than he is to 5 figures, and not even having to play this weekend. I'll be up at 4:30 tomorrow. Go do me 50-hour week on a $90,000 a year job. Living the dream, these fellas, says 958.
Well, the dream would be playing for Lachlan Galvin, so that's where I disagree with that. He would rather be out there earning his money and starting. So, even though it may, I know you're taking the mickey, and there's that's a part of it, but Lachlan Galvin wants to play. He's been brought there to play, so he'll be frustrated if he doesn't play. But I think, for everything that's made the Bulldogs who they are and what makes, especially during the Cameron Ciraldo era, I think it's the right decision. It's one of the. I've said it like I keep going back to it. It's one or the other, because you can't have him there just hovering over, in particular, Toby Sexton.
I'd do the other.
Would you?
Yeah.
I probably would have, but I can.
People tell me this, right? Oh, look how well Reid Marnie played well last night. No doubt about that.
Yep.
And look how much, and Toby Sexton directed the side around. I'm like,
Toby was still like 50-50.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Like
It was Reed's best game since Lachlan arrived.
Tell me what Toby does that will make Canterbury win a competition. And
not overcomplicate the game plan. Not, even though last night he still come up with a couple of wayward passes that doesn't help his case. But compared to Lachlan Galvin the week before, I thought you know what? It wasn't the errors for Lachlan. It was his body language after it. I think that was and you know, you'll never hear that out of the camp because that's not something you say outside of it.
Of course.
But when I was watching that game and I was watching Lockie, and I love Lockie and I think he's going to be a great player, he has to improve his body language because he threw a couple of bad balls or a couple of 50-50s, and it's not necessarily like the play because you can get frustrated with it.
Yep.
It's next job.
Yep.
And the two players he looked to have bad body language were Matt Burton and Viliami Kikau.
Right.
Now, those are your leaders. Those are your senior players.
Yep.
They handled it well. There wasn't any bad body language back. But I was like, ooh, people are going to watch that in video. And at the moment, he's under the pump and he's under the microscope and everyone's waiting for him to stuff up. Don't give them any more ammunition. Like if I was close to Lockie.
But don't be making decisions about what other people are going to be saying about you. Make decisions that are right for your football team. Forget about all the outside noise.
No, that's both. He should be doing that for himself, and he should be doing that for the external noise because it's a poor action.
I'm talking about the response from the club. The response from the club should not be, we're worried about outside noise.
No, it shouldn't be. No, correct. Yeah,
Forget about that.
Yeah, but this is just a lesson. If I was close to Lockie, that's what I'd be telling him.
Right.
Mate, don't give them, everyone's trying to get you. Everyone's, trying to everyone is watching him closely. He's the most watched bench player in the competition.
In history.
So just don't give him any more. You can be better at that. And that's just not even to drop the pressure away from you. That's just in life. Like next job, make sure you're a good teammate, bounce back. And, that's that.
And by the way, with that 958 talking about, he gets to earn $750K a year and I have to go and work 50 hours a week. Don't start with that because there are people around the globe that love LeBron James, right? He gets paid $50 million a year to play basketball. Is that obscene? Probably.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in.
Yeah. When they break it down to per second for some of those contracts.
Yeah, see, don't do that. Yeah. Don't worry about that. In England, they always do the weekly wages, don't they?
Yeah, it makes you feel awful.
Always get the weekly wages.
It makes you feel that bad about yourself when they start going down to the second, right?
Exactly. Forget about it.
Brooksy does it. Brooksy did it recently on the run home. I was listening. They broke down a contract recently. It would have been baseball or football or one of those big sports. And when you hear that, you're just like, had an awful next hour.
Forget about it. How much did Margot Robbie get paid to produce Barbie? She made millions and millions and millions. Good luck to her.
Yeah.
If you want to make millions of make Barbie 2 and make it better than Barbie 1. Like, come on. Don't be like that. 1300 01 1170 0457 736 736. All right, let's get ourselves to the break. The Bulldogs back on track. The Cowboys, is that season done and dusted for the Cowboys? Or can they make a run?
There are signs there.
Okay.
And that's another part. I was watching the Cowboys just thinking, geez, I hope they stick with Todd Payton. I think they're a year away. There's some talent in that team. Even like Robert Derby, he's the perfect example of it. Like
Robert Derby, yep.
Mate, he comes up with a couple of, you go, his position, Todd Payton could pull him here. And then he has a really big carry. He's a young Xavier Coates.
Yeah.
He's a young, raw Brisbane Broncos Xavier Coates.
I tell you what, there was a knock-on. There was a blatant knock-on last night when he went up for the ball. And because the Bulldogs had blown their challenge, you know where all the pressure went on? Not on Robert Derby, not on the referee. It was because, and the Bulldogs can't challenge.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of the captain's challenge, encapsulated right there. Because you can't, no one's going, the referee.
That was such a, I was such a bad call. I was like,
such a knock-on.
And because it was so, it was only about 10 minutes before that he dropped an end over end. Did you see the one he caught on the full where Birdo put up the
spiral?
And he caught it on the move? You're like, what is? Imagine you like being Todd Payton. I was sitting there going, I would hate to be a head coach. You've got to have just this level of, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? You say you'd hate to be a head coach, but you know how much Todd Payton gets paid per second? Thanks for watching. For more great content, subscribe to SEN League, your home of the greatest game of all.